Sexist G.
Racism.
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 And sexism.
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 There has been criticism already of Kamala Harris, and many feel that some of the remarks have been sexist.
Do you worry about racism and sexism affecting this race?
How should Senator Harris and their campaign respond to these kinds of attacks?
The culture is sort of primed to be racist. It's primed to be sexist.
Will Donald Trump's racism be an even bigger issue in this campaign moving forward?
He has so often employed racially incendiary language,
as well as sexist language.
They won't even hide it. It's going to be racial, misogynistic.
Racist tropes that have already been coming out.
Misogynist and sometimes racist attacks.
Racist and sexist attacks.
Those attacks play directly into racist and sexist stereotypes.
They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Kamala Harris. It'll be laced with racism.
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 And sexism.
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 In the way that we have come to see this president.
That's not sexism we're even getting at. That is thinly, barely veiled racism.
Susan Rice, Gretchen Whitmer, any of the finalists, they were going to be getting a volley of sexist, and in the case of Susan Rice, certainly, and Kamala Harris, they were going to get a lot of racist attacks, and it's already underway.
Sexist G.
Racism.
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 And sexism.
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 We all know President Trump's political style is not so much to debate opponents as it is to troll them, deploying playground insults and childish nicknames to paint a vivid picture in the public mind. But in Kamala Harris, he's got a complex and accomplished opponent that he can't really seem to pin down yet. But he's trying. In a scattershot approach to tearing down Kamala Harris, President Trump unleashed an array of insults, highlighting her failed run for the top spot on the Democratic ticket.
I watched her poll numbers go boom, 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 down to almost nothing. And she left angry, she left mad.
He also went back to his old playbook, resorting to a familiar sexist jeer for his new competitor, calling the senator nasty, trying to portray her as too far left for the country.
She is a disaster. She's going to be a disaster, I think, for their party. She started off strong. She is super liberal. I heard, actually, she's the most liberal person in all of Congress.
But so far, Republicans have struggled to land a punch. Sexist jeer.
Racism.
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 And sexism.
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 Sexism.